Hey guys, good to have you with us. Quick little update. I guess this is video log 3 from Jack's intensive Cali experience, Colombia. We're going to be hitting Medellin next in a little bit. If you're not on the WhatsApp group, Tusk WhatsApp group, hit the link up below. We'll get you added. It's a really good way to get some good feedback and learn some stuff. But just wanted to give you a bit of an update about Jack. He's been doing really, really good. And a lot of points, growing like a fucking weed, I'd say. Let's see, where to begin? First, I'm going to give you a little bit of praise. One of the coolest things that I've seen about Jack, and it happened, I was kicking your ass on like maybe the first 10 approaches, the first day, maybe into like an hour or something into the second day, trying to really kill the delay. It's natural we have this delay. You know, I see so-and-so, if you haven't practiced at this, you see so-and-so walk by, she's really fucking hot, and then you're like, oh, I want to approach. No, I'm not going to approach. Yeah, I'm going to approach. I want to approach, but maybe that's her boyfriend. And if you really don't have any experience, you talk yourself out of approaching. If you have a bit more experience, you delay 5 seconds, 8 seconds, and then you eventually go over there and it sucks. What I'm a big fan of is immediate action. You see, you go. It's just like a lion going after a gazelle in the long grass in the fucking safari. You see, you pounce. It's a primal reaction to stimuli, action. And so when Jack started, he was kind of like, we started playing a game, I'd see somebody and then I'd start counting, and if he didn't get there by 5, I'd kick his ass, and he'd usually get there around 4 or 5 and just finally fucking go. And then now, there's been a bunch of times he's gone before I even saw the girl, or I'll just say, oh, pink dress, and he's immediately gone. That is so key. Talk to me a bit about your experience, even just what you notice in the interaction, the difference. Like, for example, the taxi cab.
Yeah, okay.
So we're sitting in rush hour traffic and see this girl walk by our taxi. We're moving really slow. I'm like, Jack, you gotta go right now. Go, get out. No, but can I just get the fuck out? Go. And immediately he goes after her, and she's with, what was she with, her mom?
Her mom, her auntie, and her sister. And
yeah, so all
just
four
about
of
to
them.
get on mopeds to go home, and I ran. And then when I arrived, because it was such a ridiculous situation, I just started laughing. And then because I was laughing, they all started laughing. And then I explained in Spanish that I'd just come from a taxi that's moving on the street. And I thought that the young lady in question was very beautiful. And I wanted to take her out. And the mom, the auntie, sister was kind of like, this is awesome. And
fucking Nicholas Sparks movie in action live.
And so I'm actually meeting her in about an hour's time, which would be cool. And yeah, I guess so the delay thing's always been a big thing. One of the things Clint's pointed out to me is, and I kind of know this, I'm quite an intellectualising person. I like to intellectualise everything, and so trying to stop doing that, trying to be more like acting in the moment, whether it's just for a compliment about somebody that's got nice trainers or somebody that actually is attractive and I want to go to speak to. So that's been really important, and I feel like I've been doing this since February last year, so that's 15-16 months.
You might, excuse me, you might want to talk a tiny bit louder. I'm just wondering if we're picking up on the noise.
Okay. And so, yeah, so I've been doing it 15-16 months, and there's been a lot of getting out of my head that I've had to learn, and it's been a bit of a slow process for me. It's I guess the period of time that I have been in my head, like 37 years, and just getting enough practice to kind of feel comfortable outside of my head, really. So speed of reaction, and then actually also because it's this very reserved Englishman, because I'm an Englishman. I've been kind of taught to be introverted and reserved over my life.
Be English.
Yeah, exactly. So when it actually, so there's one thing making the decision, and then there's another thing getting round, and then delivering what you've got to deliver with gusto, really, that makes an impact, emotional impact.
Yeah, those are the 3 things that we kind of defined, I think, in our first day. One is kill the delay. You got to get to 0 seconds, immediate, especially if you make eye contact. You just walk right over it. It's on. Go. but even if you don't make eye contact. So the first is that. The second is actually doing the proper run around and stop. And then the third, what did you just say? You just said it.
And just emotional.
Oh, the big emotional, go big. So then we talked a little bit about the delay. What do you notice as the difference in the interaction when you don't delay? Compare your 5-second delay previous approaches to the ones you've been doing now, which are, like, to his credit, within a day he was to 0 seconds, pop, immediately. So what do you notice as a difference when you actually get there and her reaction to you?
The technicalities don't matter like as much. So
and
like,
talk a little louder, I think.
Yeah, the technicalities don't matter as much. So what that means is the running round, the stop. What you're actually doing is just using your energy to get in front of that person and be like, right, I just want to tell you something. And the delivery is much more natural, and the impact is far greater too. Huge.
Yeah, you still got to train at those other things, but you can screw them up in the heat of the moment, and she'll give you a lot of grace. But if you wait 7 seconds and she's looked at you twice, and then you go over, well, you better have your fucking foot placement, your shoulders, your tonality. You better have everything fucking perfect, because you're not going to get any extra bonus points from her. And if you fuck anything up, you're going to deduct points. So good job on that, the immediate killing that delay. That's the big one. Before, you were consistently not doing even remotely the runaround stop. You were consistently doing a side stop. And I kept kicking your ass and saying, what are you doing? A gorgeous woman walks by. You need to stop her and her friend. And you just kind of go up, and no offense, we go up and do this lame kind of street salesperson, excuse me, if it's not offensive, can I get your attention? And then you just keep walking. And I'd be like, oh my God, that was a beautiful woman. She needed to be stopped. And then, I think it took you about 2 days. And then I saw one where you just immediately, I think it was the red shirt girl yesterday morning, first thing. No warm up, it was the first one. Immediate action, ran over, great stop. Immediately stood right in between the two of them, stopped them both, talked to them for a little bit, moved on. What do you notice about the difference there between like going with a bit of a calm, reserved side stop versus planting yourself in the spotlight?
It's just, I think it's more reference experience, so just having done it more often, the muscle memory is becoming more and more ingrained, and so there's not the I guess the intellectualizing going on, because my brain's like, yeah, you've done this before. So it's
what do you notice though in the interaction? Like, do you notice that it's the same reaction, or do you notice it feels the same when you're talking to her?
The reaction's just a lot better. Like, it's just like immediately, it's just positive in every way.
Yeah, it takes it to a much higher level because, in my opinion, because you're committed to it. You're not kind of like, hey, I'd kind of sort of like to talk to you. You're like, holy fuck, I've never, even if you don't say this, your actions are saying, fuck, I've never seen a woman like you. I have to talk to you. I have to stop. This is like a significant moment in my life. And that's the way it should be with every approach. It should be, because you want to make it a significant moment in her life as well. Then you can have a significant moment together after. But I'm thinking specifically, there was a girl, you know, the one in the shopping mall. The girl, I think she was with her parents and her brother or something, wasn't she? Yeah. 4 of them.
Yeah.
And walking down the shopping mall, there was just a little bit of space beside them. Jack ran around the stopped all 4 of them really well. They all stopped and talked to him. And you talked to him for like 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
She was young too, wasn't she?
So she actually was wearing very like interesting like fashion.
She had sexy ass fashion.
And I kind of just went over and gave a compliment. And like literally, there was an explosion of laughter and just positive vibes as soon as I'd kind of just expressed what I wanted to express. Then after a couple of minutes, I made my excuses and walked off. And then Clint told me after that there was actually a woman and her boyfriend just walking around the group. And you could probably tell it better.
Oh yeah, it was hilarious. I happened to be I was 20 feet behind him watching the whole thing because I told him, hey, look at this girl in front of us, go, go, go. And he ran right away, stopped them perfectly, owned the whole conversation. And but as he stopped them, so he's 20 feet in front of me and I'm watching him from behind the group. And then 20 feet behind him, there's a girl walking with her boyfriend toward me. and they kind of have to squeeze past the group. And as they go by, I'm watching her, like, completely fucking staring at him. Like, as she's walking by, she's literally walking by sideways, like, for probably about a minute or 2 minutes with her boyfriend. She's just fully, her body's even turned. As she's walking, like, sideways, just, like, fucking captivated, staring at it. He didn't even notice because he was focused on the 4 in front of him. But I'm watching her going, holy fuck, that's the funniest thing. She didn't even hear what he said. She just saw the action and was like literally fucking blown away. It's a really significant, I think it's a beautiful thing that happens when you have good interaction like that. That's a great moment. And to be able to create that with someone that you think is incredible, it's a fucking stallion.
And I think kind of moving on to the next point is that the reserved Englishman that kind of walked into this. I've had a couple of dates, both of which have been fun. But in the first one, for example,
I think you've got to talk about it.
At the first one, for example, in the interaction, I kind of gave the frame away. I'm like, you can be my guide to Cali. So in the date, she kind of took me to all these amazing places in Cali, but it just kind of meant that like battling back and getting my frame in the date was just it was difficult. And so if you compare an approach like I did on Saturday to an approach like I did out of the taxi, then it's totally different. So when I go meet this girl now, it's going to be, you know, a moving moment that we shared together, and you know, we're going to be in our own little bubble, and it's going to be much easier for me to control that.
How did you get the one that you just talked about that you said she can be your guide? How did you meet her?
I approached her in a shopping mall.
So it was a week side stop.
No,
was it before? It was before I got here.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you do a good full stop on it?
No, it was a straight stop. So
you saw her from in front. You stopped. Okay, so one thing that Jack shared, a couple things about with me, was how you had said to her, you basically put her in the position of leadership for the couple, right? For the next day or two, for the date. You're going to plan where we're going to go. You're going to guide me. And then I think there were a couple other things in the texting or whatever where you kind of just misworded a couple things, and it emphasized that you'll be the masculine, I'll be the feminine vibe. And then when you went on the date, it was fairly shitty and really difficult to escalate and really difficult to pull her back to your place, because all of a sudden you're in this position of like, she's supposed to be the leader and now you're trying to pull the leadership away, and it just creates an awkwardness.
Yeah,
that was before. Yeah. Now, excuse me, after a number of incredible approaches, you're going on, what date is this for you now while you're here in Cali?
3.
This is day 3, not including instant dates. Or is this English?
It's 4.
Okay. So, yeah, it's just like anything else. Get some experience and get better.
There's 4 others lined up as well in the next 2 days. So.
Yeah, so a very full roster. So, when you compare the feeling when you go on the date, once you framed yourself properly as a very masculine male, and she's really responding to you from her feminine, it's so much more delicious. Like, that's how all the escalation, the eye contact, the touching, the question game, pulling her back to your place, that's how everything ramps up. Really, that if you want to create an incredible, intense, over-the-top, time-stopping sexual experience with this woman, that's where you start. That's the 90% of that experience is all the masculine feminine vibe. It's opening her door, it's opening her car door, it's guiding her on the street, it's choosing the proper place, pulling out her chair. That's not even being gentlemanly, although it is, but people just tend to think of it as that. But it's actually taking subtle forms of dominance in every tiny little decision. We're going to go here. Watch out for the hole in the street. You pull her to the side. You're constantly showing that you're guiding and she's following. So then when you get to, the couch or the bedroom or the kitchen table, it's really natural, and you are again guiding, and she is extremely feminine, and it's just fucking off the charts. None of this fucking Tinder bullshit. This is how you have actual soul connection, like mind-blowing sex. Great time. So, but to get back to what you were saying, I'm in Sexville now. You were talking about being the reserved Englishman.
Yeah.
One of the things that we worked on initially, Jack was doing, you'd kind of start off with a small entry compliment, like a very general, gentle, safe compliment. I think you look your clothes look very nice today, or something, right? Something that's not so specific and not going to get a potential rejection. And then he would escalate it from there. So I think you look really nice. What I mean is your shirt looks incredible, the colors, or something like that.
So basically, because I'm trying to do this in Spanish as well, right? And that makes it a little bit harder.
Of course.
And a little bit more frustrating for Clint, because I want to do it in Spanish.
And I don't understand what the fuck he's trying to say.
And so what I would do is I'd start with a specific compliment and then go, and it'd be very specific about what they're wearing, or maybe their walk, where it was generally more fashion related. And then it would be like the big one. And basically what we're talking about here is like getting as many points as possible up front.
Yeah.
So delivering like the big one, and then like basically flipping it and then coming back into the specific,
totally.
Which kind of augments what you've said in the first place, really.
So we were battling over that at the beginning because it's not your personality type, and partly this is because we're in a Latina country. Well, we're hitting on Latinas primarily down here, so you have to go way bigger emotionally than you would in like Canada or even parts of the U.S. or England. So you'd probably want to tweak it back a little bit depending on where you're at. But especially if you're dealing with a very warm-blooded, emotional, feminine woman, you got to go much bigger. You know, you look rather nice. Just isn't gonna fucking cut it. She's not even gonna hear it. So what I was saying to Jack is that I had a wolf. I brought a wolf up from when it was a 3-month pup. And one of the things you learn when you have a wolf, this is very different than a dog. A dog, you kind of, it's sort of like a human. You give it like escalation when you're trying to train it. So, you know, if the dog takes your toy, hey, don't take my toy. Give it back. Give it back. And then you escalate it, like, hey, I mean business. Hey, I mean business. And you get like the 3rd level, and then the dog like submits. With a wolf, it's the exact opposite. You look at the wild, in the wild, they're feasting on a fucking bull carcass or something, and when the alpha of the group is eating, if another dog goes to eat, he doesn't respond with, hey, respect my plate. He turns and like looks like he's gonna fucking kill that other one, and the other one immediately gets the hint of like, holy fuck, I'll never do that again. It goes big on the front, and then you can be nice afterwards. It's the same type of thing. You want to approach and be like, you look fucking stunning. And then, she's literally shocked. And then you can scale it back and get into rapport and all that kind of stuff. But you need to go big in whatever way it is for you, and obviously not a script, but authentic to whatever the situation is. You go big on the front end, and then you can tone it down as you're going. But when you do that, you get all the points on the front end. You're immediately an extremely masculine male, like the way that it's framed, and from that you can move forward however you want.
Yeah,
and what's the difference in the interaction?
And the other point as well, that frame remains for not only the interaction but then the date as well. Which is kind of where I came unstuck a little bit in the first 2 dates that I had.
And then even if you fuck something up on the 3rd date, like after you've slept together, once you have that foundation, let's say you fuck something up and you come off a little overly feminine because you're on your days of the month or something, or I am, right? She won't quite notice it. Like, you won't lose points that quickly. She'll give you a lot of grace because she's kind of addicted to thinking of you in the initial sense that she knows you as this very masculine man. If it's the opposite, you come off a little too feminine on the front end and you're trying to build masculinity in your eyes, good fucking luck. You're like, not only is it harder, but she's constantly thinking in time formats. So she's constantly thinking, I only have limited time. If you don't show tremendous value on the front end, you don't get a second chance. You don't get her out again. You talk to her for 2 minutes, you don't get another 2 minutes to say, yeah, but what the really good stuff I was gonna say comes in minute 5. You don't get minute 5. She's like, look, I gotta go. There's a really masculine guy I'm supposed to go meet for a date.
It's almost like you create the Tinder frame for yourself and you've not swiped at all. You've done all the hard work, but like the frame is Tinder rather than the masculine frame that we want to create so we can then flow.
Super cool. So we'll wrap up, let you guys go, but thanks for watching Jack's experience here. Keep up to date on Tusk's boot camps. He's got a number going freaking all over the place. He's going to be posting my boot camps on his site as well. I think we'll be doing a couple in July in Western Canada, probably Vancouver. I think we'll be doing a couple in San Diego in September sometime. And then probably back to South America late in the year. November and December, and possibly into January. So keep up to date on that stuff. Get some time. If you guys need it, get some time. And get added to the WhatsApp group if you're not on there. It can be really helpful for you. So thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.